I can go out and come back in
What
one
is
more
up,
time.
world? You are in tune to the Know It All podcast. And of course, you got your usual suspects up in here, I'm sitting here with my man, my mellow Tate. What's good? How you doing, man?
What's good, Ma? Just just a lazy Sunday, man. Just been watching all these foot. It's been a lazy weekend, really, man. I've been watching football since yesterday at noon.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy, I won't say lazy, I'll say crazy football weekend. A lot of
It's
crazy
it's
things.
it's it's lazy if you ain't done nothing but sit there and watch football for 48 hours.
Hey, and Big G, what's popping, man? I know you got a storm down there, man. It was almost a storm brewing at the Steelers, but we'll talk about that later, man. How you doing?
It's a whole lot of stuff going on around right now, man. But yeah, we'll get into it, man. But guess what though? I'm so happy football is back. I'm so happy football is back. So let's get
Definitely,
into this football talk, man.
definitely, man. We thank you guys for watching. And definitely, if you love our content, make sure you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch and on Twitter when you see us there, so you'll get that notifications that, man, we are live. But man, before we get into what we're about to get into, which is a lot of content, let's get into this. Man, listen, Justin Jefferson is having a game, 184 yards receiving. Do you understand? I got to give Big G credit. Big G said it before the season even started. He said that Justin Jefferson was going to be a monster this year, and that was his sleeper player of the year. And right now, it looked like he know what he's talking about. 184 yards on Green Bay. He is torching them. What do you think about this, Big Tate, man? Talk to me.
Oh man, he been the man since he got there. They traded Stephon Diggs and they drafted Justin Jefferson. So uh, Big G's premonition was right. At least he like what he say? A broke clock right at least twice a day. this this one of them times today Big G got something right.
He
But
got it right.
nah, Justin Jefferson a monster though, man. I mean, if you look at the fantasy football scores to receivers, the top three receivers, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, they got three of the top four scores, along with Stephon Diggs, I believe, is the fourth. So that's like four of the top five receivers, and they all doing what they do. It's a receivers league now. Big G been saying that for a while too. There goes two right times right there.
Big G, man, how you feel about this, man? I mean, you hit that one on the head, man. How you feeling about it right now, man?
Man, contrary to popular opinion, man, I've been right about a lot of stuff when it comes to football. I know personnel, I know players, and I've been watching this stuff for a minute, but I ain't gonna be braggadocious, but outside to say that it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's got to the fact that Justin Jefferson is out there playing freaking football, man. Justin Jefferson is a top 10 NFL player. Period.
Yeah,
I don't care which way you cut. He's a top 10 NFL player.
he's playing up to it, man. We got some comments here. Claude Bishop says black and gold forever. Tom,
What's up, Claude? That's the homie from the watch BTSC, man.
yeah,
What's
Thomas
happening,
said
Mr.
prayers
Claude?
up for B Dirt. B Dirt, you're witness protection over there. B Dirt, you all right, man? We need to check on you. And Claude Bishop said, "What's up, gentlemen? Definitely, thank you guys for watching, man. Listen, let's start this thing off with college football, man. Let's start this thing off right. This weekend we had the biggest game was Texas Alabama. Let's talk about this, man. I'll be last. I'll go ahead and I'll talk about it last. But G man, give me your opinions. What did you see during that Texas-Alabama game?
My honest opinion,
Your honest opinion.
If Quinn Ewers doesn't get hurt, Alabama loses. Point blank range, period. The difference of the game is when Ewers went out and Texas no longer had the ability to push the ball down the field. I think Texas played an outstanding game defensively. I think that Texas played an outstanding game offensively. But I think that the play calling went vanilla late. I think there was some controversy and some shenanigans. You know, I think they stole the game from Texas in some ways because there's no way that Young's not sacked in the end zone for at least an intentional grounding or safety, right? And the missed 2 or 3 pass interference calls, along with a couple of phantom holding calls that I never saw. You know, so come on, man. But that's that whole Saban sucks, man. Saban sucks in that bias, man. Get them out of here. And right now they're number 2 in the AP. Get them out of here, man. Get them out of here.
Yeah, definitely. Carl Bishop said, speaking of B-Dirt, tell him everything will be fine. B-Dirt, we with you, man. You know, I mean, things happen, bro. Like, things happen. It just is what it is. Tate, man, talk to me about this Texas game, man. What did you see, Texas, Alabama?
I don't disagree with too much of what Big G said, but I really think, you know, Texas did it to themselves, man. I mean, they were in position to win. You think about that field goal at the end of the first half that they missed. I think they mismanaged their timeouts in that same possession where they could have potentially scored a touchdown. I do think there was a missed face mask call against Alabama that would have gave Texas a first down inside the red zone.
Yeah.
And just that Bryce Young got hot. That's why he's a Heisman Trophy winner. Just got hot that last possession, man. They let him just drive right down the field. But they played well. They played great. They're in the top 25 now. But I mean, I expected the game to be close. I didn't expect it to be that close. I don't think I did. But I was rooting for Texas, and I just think they, you know, a few things that they could have done different themselves. In spite of what everything, the calls going against them and all that stuff like that wasn't correct, they could have done some things themselves that could have got them out that stadium with a win.
Understood.
Hey, can I ask this question, though? Can I ask this question?
Go ahead.
When does a team lose and jump into the top 25? When does that happen?
When you should be number 1 and you are ranked.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we earn that, and I think they want us to earn everything else. I'm not happy about that, but you know, literally, if I had my way, I would change that ranking from 21 to 17 because I mean, we're better than Baylor at this point. I really believe that with my heart of hearts.
I fell asleep. Did Baylor win or lose last night?
They lost to BYU.
They
lost to BYU. And in my mind, we're going to prove it on the field, so we have a ways to go. I will say that, you know, Quinn Ewers doesn't get hurt. Quinn Ewers had 164, 184 yards when he got hurt, and this was the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? There were 2 touchdowns that were dropped by Xavier Worthy. You know what I mean? So those were 2 that got taken off of the board. Those 2 touchdowns taken off of the board. Then, of course, there was several pass interference calls. I mean, several that they missed. And I mean, people were saying, well, you know, they called all of these other pass interference calls to Alabama. And you know, what do you expect them to get them all? But hey, man, if you do it, you're guilty of the crime. It just is what it is. You know, I had to sit through and watch the Cowboys commit so many penalties last year that hurt me to even watch. It just is what it is. So that's the first thing. If Quinn Ewers stays in the game, Alabama loses that ball game by 2 touchdowns easy. And it's just not even debatable. You can't even debate that with me because the defense kept them at bay until the last little bit of that game. And Bryce Young, give it to the young man. He found a way to win the game, and I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? You got a field goal kicker. You have a quarterback. You're supposed to win that game. And I'm not gonna say Saban sucks, Big G, because when they were coming in throwing the horns down, Saban told them to stop that sugar honey iced tea. And I thought that was class act, man. You don't do that in front of old school coaches. I appreciate that, man. Definitely, because they were throwing the horns down. And I appreciate Saban sticking up. But I will say this, and it goes on record. I've said it before. Y'all know I said this. Know it all. Watchers. I said that the last person with the ball will win that game. That happened. I also am going to tell you Alabama's going to lose at least 2 games this year. This is not that Alabama team that anybody is scared of. I will say Texas is my candidate for winning the Big 12 championship. That very, very good game by Texas yesterday. I think Georgia is the overall number 1 team in the nation. I think Ohio State is number 2. Fight come with it. Y'all can argue with me all you want to. I just don't believe that Alabama is number 2 at this moment. I think they're number 3 or 4. Definitely. Now, we'll get to the Ohio State football game. Not much to see there. I mean, definitely not much to see there. They beat up on their opponent really, really bad. Definitely really, really bad. So what'd you think about that game, Big G?
I mean, Ohio State did what they were supposed to do.
Ohio State did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, they're running basically second team. I froze up. They running definitely second team.
You good, G? You good, G? You there?
I dropped. Can y'all hear me?
No, we got you. You there? You loud and clear.
Yeah, I lost. My bad, man. But they definitely are running. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They got second team wide receivers in the game. They had 1 or 2 backup offensive linemen that they rotated in. But I like the defense for Ohio State. So as long as Ohio State keeps doing what they're supposed to do, they're going to be just fine. Just everybody needs to be healthy for Wisconsin. That's all I'm saying. We need to be 100% ready to go for Wisconsin.
I hear that. We got a question of when Texas quarterbacks will be healthy again. Hudson Card is probably going to sit out this week with the ankle sprain, so he'll probably be ready to go for Texas Tech in 2 weeks. We have the bruised clavicle or the strained clavicle with Quinn. Quinn probably won't be back for 4 weeks. He'll probably be back that Oklahoma game. So we'll have him back here pretty quick, and so he'll be there. And then Max said, "R.I.P. Texas."
Hey,
Texas actually look good. If they don't lose the game, they're gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
ESPN reported today that Quinn Ewers will be out 4 to 6 weeks based on the X-ray examination. So the official count for Quinn Ewers is 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And Blake, we agree with you. That's a Texas team with all hands on deck. Is a top 10 team. Top 10 team, easy. I mean, easy. That's a really good offensive team. And another team that's really good offensively, to me, who should be higher in the AP, is USC. Them Trojan boys are phenomenal. Tate, did you get an opportunity to see that game with USC and Stanford?
I liked a little bit of it, man, but I was watching Florida and Kentucky more so. Then I switched to BYU and Baylor and fell asleep. But I mean, USC is just Oklahoma West. I mean, high-powered offense, no defense. When they run into somebody, they got a defense that can slow them down a little bit and then score on their defense. They get in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. And Blake, you're right. The word on the street is he should be back for Oklahoma, which has 4 weeks, and definitely. But G, what did you see with that USC offense, man? What did you see?
I agree totally with Tate. They are Oklahoma West. They're gunslingers, and in a conference where they really don't play defense, they're getting warm-up games. So I wouldn't be shocked at the end of the year if USC is hovering around that 3, 4, maybe even 2 ranking, possibly with winning their conference and getting into the playoff. But I want to say this too I want to say that I'm telling y'all right now on 9/11/2022, Alabama and Georgia will not play in the SEC championship game. Neither one of them. Kentucky or Florida will beat Georgia, and Alabama will lose at least to Arkansas or Texas A&M. I'm telling you right now that the only way they go, they'll both be 1 losses, and then one will knock the other one out, and somebody will get a chance to go. But I'm saying right now, I don't think Alabama has no defensive backs. 0. They have no defensive backs, and they don't have a guy that can take the top off the defense. This is not a traditional Alabama team. People are not scared of them. So I'm saying, Alabama, no, you're not going to survive that SEC West. And the SEC East, Kentucky is a really, really, really good football team. And I would not want to play them boys. I wouldn't want to play them.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with Alabama, but I'm going to tell you, Georgia's a good football squad, and you can say whatever you want to say. You're going to have to go take it from Georgia. They're the national champions for a reason. Ben Lapping said, what's up with TJ Watt? We're going to definitely address that here in a minute, Ben. Thank you for your question. We're going to talk about that. Wild weekend in college, Texas was awesome. Big G is right, is what he was saying. Yeah, definitely, Ben. We thank you for that. But when it comes down to college, and we're talking about the SEC, one of the high points, another high point that I saw this weekend was Arkansas. Arkansas is for real. They are definitely a for real football team. Their quarterback is named Jefferson, right?
KJ Jefferson.
Yeah, the boy's ready. The boy was ready last year. I think he was just hurt a lot last year, but he's ready. Definitely Arkansas is one of those teams that I think is going to contend for the SEC championship. Florida's good. I think Kentucky's better. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think Kentucky's better. And just watching the two go at it yesterday, I think Kentucky's better. I like the running back. I like the quarterback. Florida's quarterback is good, but he's inconsistent at times. He's definitely inconsistent at times. So Arkansas was a bright spot in the SEC for me yesterday watching that game. I think another bright spot for me. Well, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Notre Dame lost yesterday, and that Notre Dame loss to me was puzzling. Tate, how do you feel about that, man? Like, I mean, when you think about this Notre Dame team, we expected more for them. We thought, really that this would be a contending team. What do you think is happening with Notre Dame?
I feel bad for Marcus Freeman. He done lost his first three games as Notre Dame coach. But I feel like yesterday's game was on the quarterback play, man. They turned the ball over too much. I mean, and Marshall's a good program. Don't sleep on Marshall.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, but Mac, Big G?
No,
Marshall's in the Mac.
No. Marshall's in the, not Conference USA, but it's with Georgia Southern, Appalachian State, Marshall. They're all in the same conference, and they had
there you go right there, big dogs. Marshall beat Notre Dame. Georgia Southern beat with Nebraska.
Yes.
And Appalachian State beat Texas A&M.
Yeah,
sure did.
So Marshall not no pushover. That was a tough game, but I'd say that they lost that game because of quarterback play.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you hit on Appalachian State and Texas A&M. That was a game that was a shocker. That was something that I was super shocked about. Texas A&M's defense was vaunted, talking about them, coming into the season. But man, that quarterback play, woo. Go ahead, Tate.
I want to say, this is the first time since 1978 that four teams favored by 17.5 or more lost.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I bet Alabama was favored by that much.
Oh, they were favored by 20.
And they should have lost.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was another one, but so I feel like the NIL is making parity in college football more prevalent. I mean, you got really good players going to small schools that they wouldn't have went to, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So these smaller schools, and they have student athletes that stay longer.
Yeah.
Upperclassmen, stuff like that. So they gonna compete. I mean, it's kind of making college football like college basketball now.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of that NIL money, hey, that NIL money paid off down there at them Trojan boys, because that number 3 that came from Pittsburgh is that thing. He is that thing for real. And
Jordan Addison.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Listen, me and Big G talked about this off camera, and I gotta say this. There's only if you're a quarterback coming out of high school, there's only 3 coaches that you really want to play for. You know what I'm saying? There's only 3. There's Ryan Day, there's Lincoln Riley, and Steve Sarkisian. 3 quarterback coaches you want to play for that you cut the deck either way it go. And then receivers, and if you look at it, and we're talking about NIL money, they got the most money to drive out, to pay out. You know what I'm saying? So they can actually pay for the quarterback and the receivers. It's getting crazy in college football. But I'm going to tell you, literally, that Jordan Addison is a monster. He's a beast. He was worth his weight in peanut oil. Whatever they paid him to get him there, he's worth his weight in. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Is peanut oil expensive?
I don't know. I'm just it's a country saying. It's a country saying. You know what I'm saying?
And country sayings don't gotta make sense because
they don't gotta make sense. They
don't
gotta
make
sound
sense.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so but on the real, like, and I agree with what everybody is saying, man. But that NIL money makes it great too. But also the ability of the transfer portal, I think, just pays just as much as the NIL, and I think guys is getting paid. And that's my beef to pick this week as far as college football. My beef is with Jim Harbaugh and that bogus mess he pulled with that starting quarterback. He didn't he told that kid and sold him wolf cookies, man, and didn't want him to leave and knew that he was going to start that kid to backup for the rest of the season after the Hawaii game. If I was the kid from Michigan, the quarterback, I would walk today. I took you to a Final Four. The first time we ever beat Ohio State, and God knows how long. And then after the first game, and which he did play bad game 1, you bench the kid and bring the youngster in? Come on, man. There's no loyalty in college football anymore.
He brought in McCarthy, right?
Right. McCarthy is the starter the rest of the way. So it's like, come on, man. How do you bench a kid that took you to the Final Four? He's the state piece from the team from the last year before. He didn't do anything. He didn't lose any games. The only game he ever lost was to Georgia as a starter. And he's on the bench. Come on, man. Harbaugh did that mess because he didn't want that kid to transfer. And I heard rumblings that he was going to transfer in the conference to Wisconsin. That's what I heard. I heard he said mind was bent that he was going to Wisconsin. And Harbaugh didn't want to face him. So what did he do? He smoothed him over, sold him wolf tickets, and when it came down to it, played him like a fiddle. So that's why, Tate, I agree wholeheartedly with that NIL and not letting those kids transfer. And if I was that kid from Michigan, I'd walk today.
Well, I'm going to tell you, one coach that we said was going to get the hook early because of that bonehead pub move that he made over there in Ireland, Scott Frost got the hook today. They went ahead and gave him his walking papers and bought him a Greyhound bus ticket to his next location.
That kind of surprised me too.
It didn't surprise me. I knew that it was coming because he lost 2 games. He definitely started 1 and 2, and they were giving him a little bit of time. But I think those 2 bonehead coaching decisions that he made. Losing to another school that you shouldn't lose to. I think that was totally the writing on the wall for him. And then Casey coming down there looking like Casey. You haven't improved the player. I mean, like I said, man, it's one of those things to me, man, that Scott, you earn that, and they put your house in some pods and tell you, we'll holler at you later. And basically, I just know I knew it was coming. We said it. So, G, how you feel about that, man? What's your thoughts on Scott Frost getting fired?
First of all, they gave him $15 million on a buyout. So he ain't losing nothing. He got $15 million just to walk away from the program.
Ain't gonna get another job. Ain't gonna get another job from what he did in South Florida.
Correct. And the issue is that, and I'm gonna be honest, Nebraska, you're fortunate to be in the Big Ten. And if you don't step it up, you could be on adios muchachos, because the Big Ten is trying to lock in big time games. And what they have to do is build strength in that Big Ten West, i.e. why UCLA and USC joins the conference. So right now, the way it's looking, Nebraska, you're low man on the totem pole. So you got to do, when you're saying Purdue is better than you in football, something's wrong. So they got to do something dramatic. Now, I heard a crazy rumor. I don't know how true it is. I'll probably give it 10%. But they was talking about Urban Meyer going in and rescuing the Nebraska program. So I don't know. I'm not buying it. But they're going to have to do something like that. They're going to have to get a big-time coach that knows about big-time college football to come to Nebraska and root them on, or Nebraska, you might be on your way up and out the Big Ten.
Yeah, I can't. I don't see them getting somebody like that to actually usurp all this action and to help them. I don't see it. But Tate, what do you think about this whole thing with Scott Frost, man?
I mean, they just have lost a lot of close games and too many close games, and that's why he's out of there. I mean, I don't know that if you're not winning, you're not doing a good job. I don't think he's a bad coach. I mean, he took what UCF, was it UCF or USF? UCF,
University
Central Florida. Yeah,
yep.
To 13-0, and they had a stake at the claim the national championship.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, he's a legendary quarterback in Nebraska. You know, yeah. I mean, that's why I thought they'd give him at least this year. I mean, college football is better too when the brand that is Nebraska is good.
Yeah.
So we need them to be good. I think Tom Osborne probably too old to come back. So let me ask you this, Big G and Ahmad. What do y'all think? He want to be a coach. He want to be an NFL coach. He played in the old, was it the Big 12 back then? But I'm talking about Eric Bieniemy.
Big 8.
Big 8. Eric
Bieniemy. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't the Big 8. It was a Southwest Conference.
Nah.
No.
Colorado, Oklahoma, Nebraska. It was the Big 8.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. No, they hadn't joined us yet. They didn't join the Southwest Conference.
So that's what I'm asking you. You think any potential he might be interested in that job?
Bieniemy to Nebraska?
Yeah.
So this is the thing about Bieniemy. Bieniemy has locked himself into the NFL, and I think he would have a hard time trying to lock back into high school football, even though he's a legend in Southern California. And me and Ma talked about this off camera. If you're going to recruit anywhere, you're going to recruit Southern California, Florida, Texas, and one part of Georgia. So Bieniemy could go and build a rapport. I think he'd be a great college coach, but I think he's got his eyes set on the plate to be the predecessor out there at Kansas City. That's just what I think.
So you think he stays there until Andy Reid's ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be good for him. I think it would actually, Tate, I think you make a good point, man. I think it'd be great for him to go out there to Nebraska and revitalize the program. He's that guy. Like, to me, he would be that guy. He would draw running backs. Definitely he would be a running back whisperer. They would want to go play for him.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he could draw other big name coaches, defensive coach, special team coaches. I think he could get a lot of help that will help him put a quality product out on the field in Nebraska. So I like that hire, man. I like that thought, Tate. I really do. Claude Bishop said Penn State will compete in the Big Ten East until Franklin messes it up. I'll let you guys have a go at that real quick before we switch gears. But what you think about that?
I think okay, go ahead, G.
Go ahead, Tate. Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, Penn State has a great program. James Franklin runs a great program. But I just feel like Penn State is fighting for third in the East, especially with Michigan State and Penn State. I mean, Ohio State and Michigan are clearly at the top. That's why they rank like number 3 and 4 in the country.
I'm just going to call it early, man. I mean, I know Michigan's going to always be the big game and the rivalry game, but I think Ohio State's toughest test this year is going to be going to Happy Valley. When they have to travel to Penn State, play at night in the whiteout, that's going to be a struggle because Penn State's got an old, wily veteran quarterback. And when Ohio State loses to Penn State, when they got an old, wily veteran quarterback. We're always when we're number 1, number 2, and we're going into that night game, and it's closer than what we think. So we've been able to pull it out lately. So I think Ohio State's toughest test is going to be against Penn State at Penn State.
And Elijah, yeah, that was Elijah. They kind of they didn't think that we were going to be where we were, as referring to the Longhorns. But switching gears to NFL football, dude, how did Chicago get that win against San Fran today? I mean, Tate said earlier it was in a monsoon in a slushy environment, but still in all, man, they got the win against San Fran. So how you feel about that, Tate, man? I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell me your thoughts on that game.
That was just an ugly game, man. You got two young quarterbacks who don't know what they're doing, really. I mean, but they athletes, so they was running around in the rain. Justin Fields, I think both his touchdown passes were on broken plays. He rolled that one, he rolled out left and threw all the way back across his body right because the guy was wide open, hit the guy. Trey Lance was not looking, but he had a good completion percentage. But it was just an ugly game. I can't even give you a good assessment or analysis on it. It was just such an ugly game. It was an ugly game.
Ugly, super ugly. And then the leadoff game on Thursday, man, how did Buffalo bring out the whooping stick like they did, man? Talk to me about that.
Because they punished Matt Stafford. They punished Matt Stafford the entire game. The Rams team that you saw playing opening night is not going to be the Rams in 3-4 weeks. That's not the Rams. The Rams right now doesn't have Von Jefferson, a guy to take the top off the defense. That's number one. Van Jefferson. And I think the Rams is going to have to make a move to get a pass rusher opposite to Aaron Donald. And if anybody will make a midseason trade, it'll be them. But going back to the Bears, the issue is the San Francisco 49ers lost Elijah Mitchell, who might be out for a substantial amount of time for the running game for the 49ers. And Trey, I don't know. And Von Miller, hey, going back to the Buffalo game, Von Miller, man, oh my God. What a commodity.
Hey, man. I gave this take of what I think about happened to the Rams. I mean, Buffalo came ready to play, but I feel like we talked all about all this, and you mentioned it too, G. All this vogue new thing, Sean McVay not playing none of the starters in preseason. Them boys came out there and their first test was against that Buffalo defense, and they paid for not getting no reps in the preseason. They wasn't ready.
Right. That's right.
I don't know if you could get ready. I mean, Cooper Kupp was ready. He was definitely ready. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if that's a skill because he out there by himself running routes. They gave up. Matt Stafford got sacked 7 times. Matt Stafford threw 2 interceptions and looked terrible out there.
Yeah.
So
and
he didn't have no reps against my defense.
What I was about to say is, Tate, I don't know if you get ready for 7 sacks, bro. Like, how do you prepare for that? Like, I mean,
the line wasn't ready. They wasn't ready to block. They wasn't up to speed. They wasn't ready for that level of competition because they hadn't been in it at all. They just been doing training camp drills and practice 7-on-7s.
Yeah, running at 70%. 70% running.
I'm gonna tell you, they brought out the whooping stick for real. I mean, the whooping stick for real. So, Claude said, does Stafford have a banged up arm? And I guess he wants them to trade for Mason Rudolph.
No.
Yeah, no, that I'm gonna be honest with you, that ain't gonna help.
It'd be a better backup than they got now. It's not going to replace Stafford, though.
No, not at all. So, definitely moving right along, man, to the next game that still happened. Well, let's talk about the Steelers. Let's definitely talk. Let's not even move away from the Steelers. Let's talk about the Steelers. I predicted this game. I predicted them to win it. I thought it was going to be a better game by Pittsburgh. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't run the ball effectively at all, which, I think Najee only had, 50 yards in a tutty. You know what I mean?
I think he had like 25 yards.
Correct.
Look at it. I mean, he had a tutty. I got to see how to check.
Off a reception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, and then the Giants just beat the Titans, which is crazy.
Who said that? Who said that on the Pick'em show?
You actually said that.
The New York Football Giants. Yes, sir.
The Giants end up winning?
They just won.
21-20.
They just won that game. Yeah, definitely. When I say that it's a crazy weekend in college and NFL, it's bugging. I mean, it's everywhere. Then you definitely had Lamar's back. I told y'all about Bateman. I told y'all that Bateman was going to be that guy.
But Duvernay was the guy though.
Duvernay had two. Yeah. Bateman had a touchdown too.
He had like 59 yards, but Duvernay had like almost 90 to 100 and two touchdowns.
Devin is a killer.
But Andrews got froze out kind of though.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So surprisingly, that Baltimore's receiver stepped up. But go back to the Steelers game, man.
Yeah, so we're going back to the Steelers game, man. I think Trubisky had a solid game. Here's where G is not going to agree with me. Trubisky had a solid game. He didn't do enough to lose the game, right? He did enough to manage the game for y'all to win the game. Now, the loss of T.J. Watt, we said we were going to talk about this. The loss of T.J. Watt was huge. And with the torn pectoral, he's going to be out for about till January. Just literally, it's one of.
I'm holding out till I hear officially tomorrow.
Yeah, but
after he sees the doctors and X-rays and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So, but still, in all, if it's a torn pectoral and without surgery, you're looking at about 3 months. With surgery, you're looking at 4 to 6. So it's one of those things where we hope he gets better soon because T.J. Watt's exciting to watch. But yeah, man, I just feel like he did enough to win the game. He didn't do enough to lose the game. The defense had 6 turnovers. So, I mean, with 6 turnovers, it seems like it should have been out of hand. So there was a disconnect. And that's just my whole spiel about the game. Tate, I'll let you take it from here, man.
I don't disagree. I mean, Mitch didn't go out there and win the game, but the key component is he didn't lose the game. Coach Tomlin said, what we can't do on offense is turn the ball over. I mean, I didn't expect Mitch to go out there and win a shootout with Joe Burrow. Football is 3 phases. We had our defense show up big time. And I will say Alex Highsmith had 3 sacks and I believe 2 tackles for loss. So he played well. You get 4 interceptions. Minkah Fitzpatrick played excellent. Devin Bush showed some signs. And then on one of our scoring possessions, I don't know if it's the one we got the touchdown, I got a field goal, Gunnar O ran a great punt return back. That's the special team phase. We blocked the extra point. That's a special team phase. So football is 3 phases. You win those 3 phases. Mitch didn't lose the game. When Mitch made the pass at the end of overtime to Freiermuth and got him in field goal range, he did his job. Just do your job and get out the stadium with a win. I'm pleased with that. I know Big G is going to rip Mitch, but like I said, I didn't expect him to be in a shootout with Joe Burrow and outperform Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow threw for 330 yards for 2 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. They lost the game. So Mitch did what he needed to do to win.
Yeah, so Claude Bishop said play like that next week, and the fans will be calling for Kenny.
Oh, that's the truth. Big G already calling for Kenny.
G, let's hear your thoughts on Mitch Trubisky's performance today in the Pittsburgh game.
Hey, man, before I say that, first of all, man, shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. With the change in the coaching style, the defensive backs have shown that they've matured and grown up. The linebacker crew has matured and grown up. Just overall, TJ went down. Alonzo Highsmith had one of the best games I've ever seen that young guy play. So shout out to the defense for sure. Now let's get to the offense. The bottom line is this. There's 3 stages when you are turning into horribleness in Pittsburgh. You got trash, you got hot trash, and you got dumpster fire. Mitch Trubisky, you have entered trash protocol. You are in trash protocol right now. You have entered stage 1. Stage 2 is next week if your behind goes out there and lays another egg. I got to say it like I know. I coached football before. I know. I've been a coach. Now, I'm not an NFL coach, but I understand personnel and how to play. Cincinnati played 8 in the box, 7 in the box the whole dang on game. They walked the safety down the whole game, and they said the running game's not going to beat you because they had no fear or no worry that Mitch was going to push the ball up the field. Now, some of that could be on the coaching. Some of that could be on Mitch playing like a deer with the headlights. But you got to push the ball up the field. They didn't put pressure on him at all. They had 1 sack, 4 hurries, and they played 67 plays. So there was no pressure. That was Mitch out there not doing what he needs to do. And when you got guys like Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Freiermuth, and George Pickens, you got to push the ball up the field. So I'll give him, maybe it was on the coaches, but Mitch, you have entered trash protocol. You are in trash, and you don't want to go any further because hot trash and dumpster fire, you out of there, bro. You out of there.
Thomas said, but wait, G, this team has the best group of quarterbacks in the league.
That's the whole reason why he done enter trash protocol, because you can't be playing and you got a dude behind you or maybe even the second guy behind you that can play better than you. You out there deer in the headlights like Mason Rudolph, bro. Nah, dog, that's not what we call for around here. And I think Kenny Pickett is the answer to this. I'll see about what I believe in the Steelers' defense is next man up, but we can't win unless we start pushing the ball up the field to take pressure off of Najee Harris, to take pressure off of Warren, because no team in the NFL can block a 7-man and 8-man front. It's not happening, not in the NFL. So you got to push the ball up the field.
I was actually surprised they didn't take shots, though. I was surprised at that because they took shots all preseason to George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. They threw the ball downfield, and they didn't today. I was saying the whole time when it was like 8 in the box, like you're saying, I do. I don't know if that's Mitch or they wasn't getting time or the Bengals DBs had the receivers guarded really well, and Mitch was scared to throw it in those places. I don't know, but I did think that they in preseason took shots more than they did today.
Yeah.
Thomas said 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and the Steelers will overachieve.
Hey, because whether or not you like it, for those that are Steeler haters out there, we got the best coach in NFL football. Listen, bro, Mike Tomlin, Tate, what did he buy them boys for the game, Tate? What did he get them for the game, Tate?
Them black air fizzles.
Force energy, man. That's what
air fizzles.
He wanted to have that black Air Force energy. That's aggravated. That's for real. When you got,
what time it is.
Somebody coming, I just want you to know it all, listeners. When somebody comes in the room and black Air Forces, Buddy mean business. Buddy mean business. He ain't about that play. He ain't about that play at all. So we got the Ravens beating the Jets. Well, first of all, let's back up. The games that we haven't talked about. We had the Dolphins beating the Patriots. We kind of called that. Tua had a really good game. The Lions lost to the Eagles by 3. The Lions are, for real, they're not just going to lay down to you. We said that. Me and Tay said that. The Lions are not going to lay down this year. The Browns beat the Panthers. That was a surprise.
That was a 60-yard field goal to end it.
That was a surprise. That was a big
I don't know how big a surprise. I picked Carolina. I don't know if this is a surprise that Cleveland won, but the fact that he made that 60-yard field goal to win it was a surprise.
Wow. And then we had the Colts and the Texans. Listen, the Texans actually look good. They're not laying down.
They're not laying down. They're not.
They're not laying down. They're actually out here playing, and their defense is stingy. So, they could surprise some people this year, man. Then the Saints came alive in the second half and beat the Falcons by 1. I'm going to tell you something. Listen, my guy back there, Cordell Patterson, man, he's special. Boy done messed around and ran for 100 yards already and had 2 tutties in today's game, but they lost to the Saints. Jameis he put it on. I was happy about that. The Commanders won by 6 for the Jaguars. A lot of people, I was looking at Twitter earlier, Tate, and I need to hear you guys' response on this. I was looking at Twitter earlier, and they are ripping Jacksonville's quarterback. They're saying, man, I still don't see nothing special about him. He just, Trevor Lawrence is not like the golden child like everybody thought he was. Well, what do you think about Trevor Lawrence's performance today? Talk to me about that, Tate.
I saw a little bit of that game, not too much. He missed a surefire, easy touchdown pass to Travis Etienne in the first or second quarter that cost them. That took that -4 points right there because they got a field goal out that drive. I think Carson Wentz played well, though. Carson Wentz just outplayed him. I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence is who we think he's going to be, but he's still young in the game. You know what I mean? And Jacksonville is still learning to try and win. So no knock against him. I mean, you're going to have games like that when you got a young quarterback.
Yeah. And G, what do you think about Trevor Lawrence?
And this for that draft class, as of right now, Trevor Lawrence is number 3. Justin Fields moves to the top of the pack. Justin Fields is 1. Zach Wilson's 2. Trevor Lawrence is 3rd.
You can't say Zach Wilson 2. He ain't done nothing, man.
Zach Wilson is 2.
Playing right now.
You'll see. Zach Wilson's 2.
Oh, wow.
Zach, he's better than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is overrated. He's very overrated at a quarterback.
Claude said Penn State's Jahan Dodson with the game-winning tutty. He had 2 tutties today.
I'm taking it that Claude is a Penn State fan. I know he's a Steeler fan, but he obviously is a Penn State. He keeps interjecting Penn State in our conversation.
Interjecting Penn State like he keeps doing it. Claude, if this is what you're trying to tell us that you're a Penn State fan, should we watch out for your Penn State Nittany Lions? Definitely G. Hey man, your words on Jefferson was really heated. The boy had 184 yards receiving and 2 tutties for the Vikings. They won 23-7. And the Giants, you called that one. I mean, hey, your rabbit's foot in your pocket this week. I think you really might be up, and I pick them this week, man, because you got the Giants there. 21.
I was going to try and look at that right now to see where we stand.
I think he's up. The Chargers won today against the Raiders. Of course, we had that. The Chiefs, you picked the Chiefs. Definitely the Chiefs, 44-21. They brought out the whooping stick against them. I mean, for real. And Claude said, no doubt about it. He's definitely a Nittany Lion fan.
Okay, Claude. We're not mad at you, man.
How much trouble is Aaron Rodgers in, man, in Green Bay?
Woo!
How much trouble is he in, man?
Trouble.
How much trouble is Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is in a whole lot of trouble.
Trouble.
Yeah, he has.
I
think he had more completions. Yeah, I think he had more completions to the running backs than he did the receivers. I really do believe
he got to get Lazard back. And I mean, but here's the deal: those youngsters ain't gonna keep missing wide open passes like that. They're professionals. He missed a wide open touchdown today. Well, the Christian Watson, wide open.
Yeah.
Let's y'all want to go over to pick them real quick?
Yeah, we're gonna go over that here in just a second.
I got it pulled up right now though, so I want to.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, first game, Rams Buffalo. Me and Big G both picked Buffalo. Ma, you picked the Rams.
Yeah, I took that L.
We all picked New Orleans. They all barely won by the. They won by the skin of their teeth. We all 49ers. We all lost that.
Yep. 22.
We all picked Pittsburgh. We all won that.
Yep.
2-2.
I picked Miami. I picked New England. Y'all picked Miami. I lost that.
3-2.
Yep.
We all picked Baltimore.
Yep.
We all won.
4-2.
Me and Mod picked Washington. Big G picked Jacksonville.
5-2.
We all picked the Panthers. We all lost that.
Yep.
5-3.
We all picked the Colts. I guess we break even.
That's a tie.
That's a tie.
3-1.
Big G and myself picked the Eagles. Mod picked the Lions.
5-4-1.
The Titans. Mod and I picked the Titans. Big G picked the Giants.
5-1.
Yeah. Mod and I picked. No, me and G picked Arizona. G picked KC. Me and Mod picked Arizona.
5-6-1.
The victory. G's the victory this week.
We all picked the Chargers.
So 6-1.
And those are the games played thus far.
So I won 6, lost 6, and tied on 1.
I don't even know what I did. I didn't even count. I just was telling y'all.
Yeah.
But I feel like G's winning.
I'm 9-3-1 and with 2 to go. 9-3-1 with 2 to go.
It is what it is.
Mm.
It is what it is. I mean,
the trash Jacksonville cost me, man. Trash Jacksonville because they should have won, man. Trevor Lawrence, that's why you a bum and you third on the list.
Wait a minute.
You third on the depth chart.
You were just praising Trevor Lawrence a while ago.
I said he's third. I said Jacksonville. I said Justin Fields is 1. Zach Wilson is 2. Trevor Lawrence is 3. He trash. He's in this category. Man. He's trash. He's trash. You should have won, dude. There's no way you lose to the Commanders, whoever they call. You dropped that game. You dropped that
Carson
game.
Wentz did play a good game. He did play a good game.
Man, no, they didn't win. They didn't win. Jacksonville gave him the game. Jacksonville gave it to him.
I'm gonna say there's a couple of
I'm 7-6-1.
Yeah, I'm 6-6-1. So it is what it is.
Like, yeah, it was one more game in that. 14 games.
I may be 7-6-1. The same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like it's a long season, and the way these games have been unpredictable. Listen, we're just trying to find our bearings. One of us is gonna get on a hot streak and ain't gonna lose very much. So, hey, congratulations. It looked like G is the winner this year, this week, and that's good. I'll give you the winner this week once we tabulate.
Do that mean he don't got to do his corner time?
No, he still got to do his corner time.
That don't mean it.
Yeah, I'm saying you ain't never done it, so I'm just trying to get you a way out of it.
Never some hard words, bro. Because I've done quarter time.
So it's calling great players trash.
But I haven't finished my corner time. I mean, I even have signs to prove that I've done some corner time around here. So it ain't like I ain't did it with my back to the camera. I've done it at least twice. I just haven't finished it. However, I'm gonna be happy to let you know that Mr. Bell is going to own some corner time in a few weeks because the Dallas Cowboys is not going to win 13 games this season. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And it starts tonight. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Bell, you got a pissed off Joe Burrow coming to Texas Stadium next week, buddy.
Worry about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is going to give up. He gave up 6 interceptions this week. He's going to give up at least 4. He's going to give up at least 4 to us next week. He's going to give up at least 4 to us next week.
In all fairness to Joe Burrow, he gave up 4 interceptions and 1 fumble.
Yeah, okay. Yep. So he's going to give it up. This is the defense that's going to go get points for real, for real. This is an opportunistic defense. We're going to go out there and do it. Claude said, watch out for the Eagles. Huh, okay.
The Eagles disappointed me today, giving up 35 points to Detroit.
Yeah.
They were up a lot too, and let them come back. That was they
were. Swift did them up. He did them up. He hit them up today. He hit them up. Big fantasy numbers for definitely for Diggs from Buffalo. Fantasy numbers. Josh Allen from Buffalo. Jefferson from the Vikings. Who else had big fantasy numbers? Cordell Patterson. The
Steelers defense.
Steelers defense had fantasy. Didn't the Ravens defense? I think didn't they have a big fantasy number?
Not like
the Buffalo Bills defense had. The Buffalo Bills defense had a big fantasy numbers.
Not like the Steelers.
No, not like the Steelers. Steelers was the number 1 defense. Number 1 defense this week.
B Dirt probably still gonna lose this game, and he had Buffalo defense and Stephon Diggs Thursday night looking good.
Yeah.
But then he ran into Lamar Jackson, Cooper Kupp, Cordell Patterson, and the Chargers defense got some good points.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We haven't seen B Dirt on this broadcast. So somebody put the word.
No, he's out of town at a wedding. He had a wedding to go to yesterday. He's not coming back to tomorrow. He's out of town.
Let's make sure that B Dirt is okay. Let's make sure everything. If you're next to B Dirt, to ask him if he's okay, hold him, hug him. B Dirt needs a hug.
Hey, Big G. It
Yeah,
look
what's
like
happening?
you finna catch an L.
Yeah, probably.
You
Because I
ran into
I benched the
Patrick
wrong
Mahomes.
guys.
You ran into Patrick Mahomes and Kels combined for 80 points.
But guess the killer part is, Tate, look who I benched. I benched Michael Thomas and I benched Robinson, man. If I don't bench those guys, it's a different game.
Yeah,
But that's on me. That's on me. I put in Brees Hall and I put in Jerry Judy. So that's on me. That's my bad. I messed up.
Jerry Judy still can perform tomorrow. You still got a chance. You got Jerry Judy, Javonte Williams, and you got Michael Parsons going tonight. So for your
my only Cowboy.
You got a serious chance with Michael too. So listen,
he had to get that in.
let's get our parting shots, man. Let's go ahead and get our Claude Bishop said he's crying in his pillow. It's probably right. It's probably right. Let's go ahead and get our parting shots in. I'm gonna start with you, G. Give me your parting shot.
Party shot, man. Big ups to Jackson State University and Deion Sanders and those kids going 2-0, man. To start out the season with a big win over FAMU and a win, a hard-fought win against Tennessee State. I love Deion Sanders as a coach. I've been sharing information about Deion on the KnoitAllz channel, KnoitAllz podcast. So I got to give a shout-out to Deion Sanders and Jackson State, man, because I think what he's doing for college football is changing the premise. And even if they had to fight all the stuff, including the water shortage and all whatever else is going on in Jackson. But shout out to Deion Sanders, who, if they go undefeated, is my coach of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Tate Boy Fresh, your parting shot.
Oh man, just I really don't have a whole bunch, man. Just big ups to my Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They came out and they came out ready to fight. We had a whole bunch of folks in the national media, the prognosticators and the analysts and stuff, that we gonna lose. And even dude I listened to, a Pittsburgh sports dude, Dan Kovacevic, the DK Sports Pittsburgh. He always down the Steelers, man. But this is a team coached by Mike Tomlin that's always going to be in the game, always going to be in the fight. And just, shout out to them boys. Also, Marvin Harrison Jr., Ohio State. 3 touchdowns yesterday. He's hey, Big G. Tell me, is this comp good? Baby George Pickens.
I got a better one, Tate. I got a better one. Plexico Burris.
He not quite that big, though, is he?
6'5", 6'5", 6'4", 225 pounds, 230 pounds.
I like him. Yeah, so if the Steelers get him next year in the second round, I'll be happy.
Well, no, he can't. He's got this year to play and next year to play. He's got 2 years left.
I thought he redshirted.
No, was a true freshman last year. He's a true sophomore this year. Next year he'll be a true junior.
Oh, he went behind the ears. He's a baby. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Listen, you guys, I think as always, my parting shot is going to be make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. And also, you'll catch us on Twitter with the KnoitAllz, man. I am so happy that you guys chose to spend it with us, man. We are about to get it in, Cowboy game, in about 29 minutes. So I'm excited.
Hey, Mod, I need your boys, CD Lamb and Zeke, to come through for me, man, for my fantasy squad. I mean, I'm winning, but if they come through with anything, I'm sitting comfortable.
You sitting comfortable? That's what you want to do.
And our butts pay their head for the dough.
Well, first of all,
Get him.
The thing that still I'm still confused about, man, is this guy that made the trade that opened up the door for you to be in the driver's seat at this point, man. It like put you back in the game. Listen, I don't know if you blowing dust in these boys' face or you doing word spells. Whatever it is, man, I don't know how you getting in.
Look, I traded Jonathan Taylor.
Bro,
he got 32 points.
It's
Gabriel Davis got 19 points.
It's not enough.
And Melvin Gordon on his bench. So I got Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase and Jonathan Taylor broke. They both scored 31 points. And then I got Zeke and I got Elijah Mitchell didn't do nothing. He got hurt. It's 4 points. So right now the trade looked better for him because he got 50 points and I only got 31 points, so 35 points, depending on what Zeke do.
Yeah, well, it still looked like.
Hey, how you doing in your league?
Right now I am behind. I'm behind by 10 points in one. I'm behind by 20 in another, but I still got more players to play. I got Russell Wilson as quarterback and another person in that's left to, Dallas defense left to play. So, I got like 3 in one league, 4 in the other. So I'm doing all right still.
Okay.
Thanks, Claude, for the comments, man. We appreciate it, man. Claude.
Yeah, Claude. Thanks for joining us, man. I'm glad you decided to come over and check us out, man. We really value you in the live chat. Thanks a lot, bro.
Yeah, we really do. We appreciate you guys, man. And for myself, for G, and man, listen, for the Cowboys victory tonight, and for Tate, we definitely again thank you guys.
We catch up to Giga. We both picked the Cowboys. G pick Tampa Bay. So if the Cowboys win, we catch a game on him.
we need that. We need that.
You can't catch me. You can't catch me. I'm out the blocks fast. I might not
gain a game.
But I'm out the
gain
blocks.
a game on you. We definitely need to do that. Hey man, we'll talk to you guys on our Pick'em show on Wednesday night. We out of here. Peace.